Oh, yeah. I love that beat, by the way. It's amazing.
It's popping.
Welcome to another episode of Dankfeld, gentlemen. How are we all doing tonight? We got a fucking lovely lineup today.
Thank you, Jerry. Thank you for the intro.
Oscar,
Appreciate that.
it's a pleasure to have you back, baby. How you doing, man?
I'm doing pretty good. I'm sorry I wasn't here last night.
It's all good, man. Congratulations on the baby again, you know. It's a big deal.
I was out of nowhere, but yeah, thank you very much. Remember, tomorrow, if anybody's seen this, you're invited. Anybody's seen
Oh,
this, okay?
Jesus Christ.
You're invited to...
You're going to get like at least one more person there.
At least. If you guys can figure out, it's on Euclid. It's off Euclid. And,
You're gonna give out your address live?
No, I'm not on Euclid. The party's on Euclid.
Oh, really?
The party's okay. No, the party's
Yeah, I'm glad
off
you're telling me
Euclid.
this because I got the invite. I was like, cool, I'll be there. I didn't look at any of the details.
Okay, it's not exactly. It's across streets are Euclid and D Street, and before Grove, and it's behind like some small houses.
The fuck is going on over there?
Interesting. So it's in an alley.
Yeah, exactly.
Dope. Hell yeah, dude. Sounds badass.
My girlfriend's sister actually did a hell of a job putting this together.
So you and your lady did not have a say in this baby shower. They pretty much planned it for you.
We just said yes or no.
Just for now.
Indefinitely. Like, they love us. They love us so much.
Okay.
So they decided to say, hey, you know what? We're going to throw some baby showers for you, and we're going to handle everything. And I'm like, all right, for sure.
How much alcohol will there be there?
Plenty.
Oh,
Yeah.
goddamn.
Plenty.
Jesus Christ. Doggy.
And apparently I'm supplying half of it.
Well, you...
You didn't know you were supplying half of it?
Yeah.
That's fucking hilarious.
That is hilarious.
So, I'm definitely going to get drunk tomorrow.
Oh, yeah, for sure, dude.
I mean,
100%.
it sounds like it. Also,
Yeah.
come up on the mic, yeah? Por favor.
Yeah, for sure. That's like your dick, don't worry.
Yeah, that's a little aggressive, but yeah, that's way better.
Yeah.
By the way, we have a pretty elaborate setup in the background going with the mics. If you guys could see back there, me and Phil were doing a couple test runs with all the gear we got recently. We don't talk about this much.
Holy
but
shit, I forgot to bring the light again.
Yeah.
Yeah. and,
God fucking damn
yeah,
it.
you see, that's why we don't invite you.
God damn it.
Even though you know what time and what place it's going to be at, we still try not to invite.
Exactly.
Like, we don't tell you to come. We just hope you
Jesus
don't show
fucking
up.
Christ. You know, I wasn't expecting coming here tonight.
Really?
Yeah.
Why not?
Yeah. For some reason, I was like, you know what?
Hey, well, I mean, at least you were straight up with us from the beginning because normally we drink and smoke and drink. And you were like, nah, I can't do any of that stuff. I got to be sober for tomorrow.
Yeah,
That's true.
That's true.
You're a hero amongst Slenjits. You know what I mean? Like, I can't do that. I would have been like, you know what, guys, I can't drink tonight, but let me get a beer.
Yeah, yeah. I tell you what, though, I would definitely get high.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, I'm just going to get a little stoned. A little pot never hurt nobody.
Well, I gotta teach you guys some lessons, all right?
Look, man, I'm a
I gotta teach you
sleazebag,
guys.
bro. Like,
Now that you're growing,
record?
hey,
Yeah.
believe it or not,
you're not a sleazebag though, because you didn't do any of that.
No,
I know, I
you're
haven't.
growing up.
Exactly.
I know.
I'm with
You're
your
growing up,
father.
doggy.
I said I gotta set a good example, bro.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I'm so violent this whole thing, and she'd be like, "Hey, what's Dankfeld, man?" I'm like, "You're not old enough yet.
You're not old enough. Look, you're not dank enough yet. You'll get
not
there.
even
I'll show you
little.
guys the ways, okay? Don't worry. I
Tell you
got
what.
some special techniques you guys could use.
I agree.
All right. But I do appreciate if you guys could show up tomorrow. You and Jerry, especially. If you could just like shut down the studio for like the whole day.
I can't. I didn't think it was gonna be at 12, bro. Like, I'm
12 is
so
aggressive.
Yeah, I'm so. I thought it was gonna be like, yeah, we're gonna kick back.
Why you gotta make you feel bad?
Well,
I mean, I understand why you're doing it early. That way
I'm
everyone
fucking
can go
with you, man.
catch.
I'm fucking with you.
you're doing it early because you want to watch Game of Thrones.
They're doing it early because they want to watch Game of Thrones.
But
I want to watch.
Why don't you come hang out with us afterwards? We'll throw you another bachelor party over here.
No,
Yeah.
so it depends.
It'll be a manchler party. You know what I'm
bachelor
saying?
party.
Oh no, wait. It'll be a baby daddy shower.
Baby daddy shower.
Oh,
Would it?
As
Would it, though?
much as that idea seems cool, as that idea seems bomb, but I have plans with my chick later on that night. So I'm gonna have to decline that because I love my chick to the ends of the earth.
To the ends to the ends of the earth and back, or what? To the flat earth and back? From one ice wall to the other ice wall?
Yeah, I was about to say that. The Arctic wall to the Arctic wall.
From the Arctic wall to the ice wall, doggy.
From one invisible wall to the next, bro.
Right?
All around the circumference of that fucking love barrier you got going on.
Shout out to
Exactly,
the
bro.
watch.
But
watch.
Jerry, if you can't make it, it's cool. It's fine. I understand.
No,
You
Oscar,
still
I
like me
can't
that
make
much.
it. Oh my God. I
You
can't
though,
make it.
you don't have no fucking excuse, bro. I'm gonna fucking
I've
hate.
got plenty.
I'm gonna hate you for the rest of the year.
You know, it'd be really funny. Nobody goes.
Nobody shows.
He's just waiting.
Even your lady Priscilla's like, actually, now I'm gonna stay home. I'm straight.
And then he gets really drunk and shits himself.
That would be
Going
good.
with the would be the second time.
Hey, dude, only you hold the power, bro. If you shit yourself, great content for the next podcast.
That's a very true thing about that.
Do not shy away from pooping
Hey,
pants.
everybody has had their shit story except Felipe. Everybody has had their shit story.
Felipe's for sure shat himself. Look at him.
Yeah, I was telling it yesterday, but I was telling it off mic.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. I still didn't finish. We got interrupted like 4 times.
Oh, is that when I interrupted you?
It was literally legitimate. I was trying to tell Louie
It was
every time
aggressive.
we would get like 2 steps forward, and then someone would interrupt me. Like, motherfucker! It's like I'm trying to tell a goddamn story.
That's how it is with him. That's how it is with him. But
It was me though.
Yeah,
Oh, it was you.
Yeah, I interrupted him like 4
Oh,
times.
yeah.
him.
shit.
Then it was Big Javi, and we're like, motherfucker, we're trying
I was
to
like, I'm
finish.
sorry, but I'm trying to get this shit up so we
Yeah.
can podcast. Yeah, it was a nightmare.
Because everybody has to have a one good shit story.
Yeah, mine's tremendous.
I have an almost shit story.
Almost.
What do you
shit
mean?
story.
Yeah, I told you guys right when I went to Starbucks the other day.
Oh,
No,
Oh, dude, I had to take a tremendous shit. I woke up and I was like, I think I can make it to the studio. I'm gonna show up, take a dump. It's usually my ritual. I get here pretty early.
Okay.
And I'll have a coffee on the way. You know, it just gets me going.
Yeah.
Dude,
It does. It does.
it got me going a little too early, man.
Yeah.
I didn't make it all the way. And like it was one of those shits where like you fart and it comes out with steam. You know what I mean?
Ooh.
Yeah, those warm farts where you're just like
Something's a brewing.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah. That was the witch's brew coming out.
Oh yeah.
shout out to the bitches, bro. Though.
Dude, I had to pull into the Starbucks, and then there was somebody. Dude, oh my god, am I have to retell this story again? So,
Yeah,
dude,
because I
I'm
haven't
driving.
You
heard
told us yesterday?
No, I told this a couple weeks ago.
Oh, okay.
Dude, I was driving down Central,
Yeah.
and I just got an intense urge to shit. Like, you know when your fucking bowels move so hard, you feel it gurgling, like,
Uh-huh.
and
Yeah.
it goes from like the top to the bottom.
Top to the bottom.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just like you flushed out, and the only thing holding all that shit in is your anus.
Okay.
Yeah,
And
I was
so-
clenching my fucking cheeks, bro.
So there's nothing but mass
And-
before your anus.
And it wasn't mass; it was like it was chorro. It was
liquid
liquidy.
shit.
Oh,
It was
yeah.
liquid.
Oh yeah,
Oh, loose.
loose.
Oh man, you
Oh,
were
yeah.
clenching. You were like,
dude, my booty has never been tighter,
yeah. Okay.
Bro.
Ziploc status.
dude. It was,
It was
but
on
it was
lockdown.
But
His ass was on lockdown.
Yeah, but there was nothing fresh in there, dude. It was
Yeah.
all foul. And
So what happens? You drink the coffee and then you were like rushing to the bathroom.
I really thought I could make it, and then I got a red light, and I was like, oh my god, I'm not gonna make it. And I was like, and we had just talked about shit the last week, and I was like, this is fucking karma. I was like, this is fucking karma. Like, this is the universe. Fucking, I'm gonna have to shit myself right now.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be terrible because it's not gonna be a good shit.
So did you make it to the studio?
No, I made it to the Starbucks halfway. Here.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah,
So
I
you went to the
fucking I
Starbucks.
hung a fucking fat right into
Yeah.
the parking lot, all hard shit. Everything bounced in the van. I didn't know what the fuck. And I parked, and dude, getting out of the van was a problem. Because I had to shit so bad, like it was like,
Yeah, you had to
Yeah.
take some precaution.
yeah.
Dang. Okay. I can imagine you were stiff. You were stiff.
Oh yeah. And then when I like
That's
had
not
to
a good feeling.
when I had to extend my left leg out to hit the floor underneath me, it was
Was it
was
that bad?
dangerous territory. Oh,
Wait,
yeah.
no, was that bad?
It was that bad. And I even when that happened, I had to reconsider. I was like, if I go in there, what if I don't make it and I shit myself like in front of everybody?
Bro, if it was me, I'll take the bullet. I'll be like, if I shit myself, I'll keep walking and throw away my underwear in the bathroom.
Yeah, you got to. At
Yeah,
that point.
Yeah,
right.
you gotta like dump them.
You want to know a funny story though? I was wearing khaki pants too.
What's
So,
that mean?
if
Like-
I would have shat myself,
You probably
I didn't
shown.
process this in my mind, but if I would have shat
Hella
myself,
noticeable.
it would have been so obvious, instant
Yeah.
brown stain.
Yeah.
That would suck.
Dude, so I go in there, and the smell of coffee hit me, and it instantly made me want to shit even harder. You know, and I was just like, oh no. And I'm just struggling, dude. I'm just like kind of holding my gut and just like taking like really weird robotic steps towards the back room.
Mm-hmm.
I make it to the fucking restroom, and dude, fucking there's somebody fucking in there.
And
I couldn't go in. I had to wait.
oh
And
shit!
it was so disappointing. I get there.
You must have been pissed.
I wasn't pissed. I came to the conclusion that I was fucked.
Yeah.
Yeah.
100%.
And I was like, well, I guess I'm going to have to shit myself. And I was looking around. I was like, nobody's here. I was like, if I have to shit myself, fuck it. I was like, fuck it. I'll go in there and I'll just fucking drop my shit everywhere and I'll just walk.
Yeah.
I'll just storm the fuck out. You know, I'll never come here again. And as
You're like,
I'm-
you know what? The whole city's off limits to me now.
dude, and as I'm thinking this, I'm plotting and scheming. I'm like, dude, how am I going to get away with this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, I'm going to have to shit myself.
Dang, you're really gonna just like.
Man on the edge.
I was fucked. I was convinced that I was gonna have to shit myself.
that was it.
Yeah.
Wow, I never had like if I was at your point, I would have been like by a wall or by a bush.
I was right in the corner.
but inside the Starbucks.
Yeah, but I was just like, fuck it. And I was like, you know what? I got black pants. Fuck it. And as I'm thinking this, I hear the toilet flush.
Oh,
And that
yeah.
sound, dude. Oh
Was that
my
like
God.
heaven?
No, it's like it almost made me fucking just shit at that moment. It's
Oh
like
my
it's
God.
just sending off the wrong signal. You know when you gotta piss?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know you're getting close to the restroom and it just gets fucking worse and you're just like, oh fuck, Jesus fucking Christ, I'm almost there. Fuck. Yeah, dude, same thing but with my anus.
Yo, shout out to your anus for keeping it together.
Exactly, man.
Oh,
You-
dude, I think I aged it like at least like 4 years.
Oh man.
Yeah, dude, my ass grew old that day, bro.
Your anus had a workout that day.
I was committed to not shitting myself. I was like,
Yeah.
this is not fucking happening. I was angry, dude. And I fucking this girl. So she there's a girl in the restroom, and she comes out, and she's all happy. She's all smiling. She's like,
Starbucks.
and I just fucking rushed past her. And as I rushed past her, like my body brushed between her body and the doorway. Like it was just like,
Oh,
like
you were squeezing in there.
I didn't give a fuck. I had a shit, and I had a shit now. That that squeeze caused me to fart so bad, and it was the warmest fucking fart, dude. It was just, it was one
yeah.
of the stinky ones. It was brutal.
Yeah, yeah.
So I fucking literally crop dusted her bitch asses on the way out, and I just closed the door hard. I was like, "Fuck this bitch." Dude, took my pants down and I didn't even sit before I started shitting.
Dang.
Shat all over the place.
Dang. Then it was just like nick of the time. Nick of
Splattered
time.
the toilet. It was bad.
Shit.
And I don't usually shit like that. And I shit a lot. But my shit's
Oh yeah,
like,
you do shit a lot.
I fart all the time too, and
I farts all the time too.
oh dude, but my farts
I've
hardly ever smell, so it's really disappointing when they do.
Oh, you're a
because I'm
girl.
not expecting. I'm just chilling, I'm like,
Oh yeah.
and then you're like, oh no, that fart was foul. What the fuck? It's been like a month or two since I had a foul fart.
You have foul. Okay, wait. You say you have a month or two since you have foul smart.
My foul farts are few and far in between, for sure.
That's you're not a man. I don't know.
I don't know. I just don't. I try not to eat like garbage.
Do you notice when your farts don't smell, Felipe?
No.
They always smell, right?
Yeah, I would assume they always smell.
They always smell.
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know
maybe.
about you.
I don't like sit there and take inventory of like this fucking one didn't smell. I was like, but the one yesterday was tremendous.
I've been
This
around
one's
people
bland.
and I farted and I'm like,
Listen,
yeah.
I don't rate my farts.
So-
I do.
I rate
But
them when I could smell them. You know they're bad.
You can smell
Yeah,
them, obviously.
100%.
Yeah.
I will say they don't smell. I would say that they're not foul. They're hardly ever foul. But when they are, it's not good.
My girl is one of the girls that doesn't want to fart like in
What?
front of me. But I convinced her to. Like I convinced her, like you want to fart.
You fucked up, bro. Girls fart the worst.
No. She's
Dude, they have like 14 years of fucking suppression farts in there. They're ready to rock, dude. She's loaded, dude.
Maybe she might be down that route, but she's been farting a little more in front of me. but it's cool because her farts don't smell as bad as mine. My farts fucking stank. They feel like I shit my pants.
I know some people have really nasty
Right,
farts.
and because of my diet. It's because of my diet. It's because of my diet. It's because of what I eat.
What are you eating? What is
Meats, bread, cheese, sugar,
protein or what?
a lot of protein, just menudo, a shitload of shit, you know?
Ooh, menudo will make you fart real nasty.
Right?
Yeah, that's good though.
bunch of beer and alcohol with that?
Bunch of beer and alcohol. Like, it's just like a step down from the worst farts you could probably get. Just fucking terrible.
Jesus Christ.
But anyways, I love her.
Menudo farts?
Yeah, menudo farts, bro. Dude, I had some bomb-ass menudo. And you know what? I want to bring this up. How come Mexican restaurants only serve menudo sábado and domingos?
Oh, what the fuck is up with that shit?
Lazy motherfuckers. Hey, first of all, hold up. I have another gripe. What's up with those mark-ass people who market menudo, but it's only like the pork belly, the stomach.
Without the semillas?
Without any of the hominy. They're like, yo, we got menudo on deck. But we've only got the pork stomach in there.
What a fucking sin.
Doggy.
Yeah, I know.
And they give you fucking corn tortillas.
Yeah.
Like, you might as well fucking just came in my grandmother's mouth. It's so disrespectful. Like, it's the worst thing ever. Like, I personally, my menudo with bolillos, like a goddamn American. But, I mean, to have no hominy in that bitch, like, that's not menudo. That's just like a bland-ass soup.
You know what was makes it to make a step level like higher, which I didn't think was possible until a couple years ago. They put a hoof in it.
Oh, yeah, that's what's up.
Oh man.
Yeah, that shit's
Pata de res.
Yeah.
Oh, de puerco.
De puerco. Oh man, that was amazing.
By the way, shout out to Dale the Wizard over here. Fucking talking
What's
about
up, Dale the Wizard, man? What's up? What's going, bro? You
He's
been
literally
following
a
us?
wizard.
We got the commie Surge up in here.
Oh shit, Surge!
Yeah, I don't
Holy
know.
fuck,
Surge.
bro,
Who's
man. What's up, bro?
I don't affiliate
Hey,
with
man.
that, all that, but you know.
Listen, I am no commie. I'm a goddamn American.
Hey, last time we saw Surge was Jimmy's Halloween party.
Oh, Sergio.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's the
Steve's
guy.
homeboy.
Yeah. Steve's homeboy.
Oh, that's what's up.
Yeah,
okay,
bro.
That's cool.
I think he married the girl that I'm supposed to might be talking
Whoa.
He married a girl?
No, he's with the chick that he brought that date that night.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
I follow that fool. So sometimes I see,
All right, would you suck his dick too?
Yeah, if he lets me, yes. Brings it down.
He's
Whip
like,
it
I
out.
follow him. He doesn't know it, but I follow him at night. He sleeps real peacefully. Never moves once in bed.
Going back to food though. You know what's bomber than menudo?
What?
Pozole.
Yo,
Depends.
Yeah,
I'll allow
it.
It depends because sometimes there's some bad pozole. There's some really noodle. It's like fucking like really raw water and like.
I'm talking about both of them properly. I still think pozole edges it out a little, just because it's more rich and just flavor. I mean,
Doggy,
Jesus.
especially when they make with chunks of pork.
Where?
Especially when they do the three meats, when they do chicken, pork, and beef.
What?
Get the fuck out of here,
Wow,
bro.
I've never had that. I didn't
Oh,
put
it's
it awesome.
fucking
all together?
amazing. Oh, that's how my mom does it.
Yo, shout out to your mom.
Oh, that's
Phenomenal.
a specialty. I never heard of that.
Yeah, right?
It's the
never heard
same
that.
thing. It's just you just throw
All
all
three meats.
Yeah, just throw them
It's just she was thinking outside the box.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you can do it out of all three. You could do it out of chicken. You can
Yeah.
do it out of beef.
But
you
you
can do it out of pork.
But your mother said did all three.
Well,
though.
you take the choice cuts. Like for instance, like the pork, you only just put the feet.
Okay.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
That's it.
Oh, so you throw in the pork feet and then
Yeah.
the beef chunks.
The beef
or
chunks
the chicken
and
breast.
then the chicken. No,
Or you
well,
don't
no,
like
she
the thighs
does
or
the
what?
chicken wings.
That's what's up.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah. That's it. It's so good, dude. It's, yeah. No, it's the best. Yeah, it's because of
Got
that.
any pictures of that bad boy?
Yeah, bro.
That's Oscar. God damn, he's about to come.
I know how to make
Hey,
it.
bro, you gotta get that recipe, bro. You gotta sell $1 million
You know,
idea.
one of
over
these
there.
days before a podcast, I'm just gonna like make us like a stew for like 4 hours.
No, seriously,
Yep,
yeah, bro.
yep.
Yeah, I always want to have like a cooking edition
Of what?
of Dankfeld.
We barely even started this. He's like, I've always wanted to cook. He's like, ever since I was 7, I wanted a cooking edition of Dankfeld.
I wanted a cooking edition for like we could like bring food. I'm like,
Yeah, we could do it. If somebody has like a little portable grill, we could bring it in and just. The summer is gonna be a long one, dude. And let's grill as much as we can.
the restaurant promoted by the fish market that has bombs menudo.
I'm Pomona by the fish market.
Yeah, by 2nd Street. I think it's Juan's Market or Juan's Restaurant.
Oh, in the corner?
Yeah, at the corner.
Okay.
Yeah, bro.
Well, I've never ate. I'm sure. Yeah, it's one of those things that's kind of hard to fuck up. That's why it's disappointing when you go to a place and they fuck it up. You're like, come on, man, it's too salty or too plain it's all hominy or there's no hominy.
I went to Pupuseria. Pupuseria.
Yeah, I know.
That sold menudo. That made in Argentina style.
Hey, I love my Salvi peeps. I love my Salvi food. Take the terrible pozole though. I've had their. It's because they do
it differently.
They do it way different, and they shouldn't even call it pozole because they add like really weird vegetables. Like they had yuca.
Mm-hmm. Yuca root.
Really?
Yeah.
I've tasted that before in pozole.
But it's just really awkward, and it adds a really awkward taste too. It's very It's more
like a stew.
It's a very identifiable taste, and it's not ideally the best in my opinion.
Is it more bland?
It's more bland. It's thinner.
Full of gerbils.
No,
that's how the menudo.
That's the Peruvians.
That's how the menudo I tasted was. It was like menudo was like extra fatty, but it was extra fat.
And okay, so here let me rephrase it. It's not that it's bad. It's actually pretty fucking good, but
yuca root with chicharron.
What? Oh, ugh.
Jesus Christ, that is aggressive.
You know, I mean, good. Jesus Christ.
Yuca root with chicharron.
I don't know about that one.
What the fuck?
But I do love chicharrones.
You mean like in a Dale the Wizard? Do you mean in a soup, or do you mean just yuca and chicharron?
Like chicharron with like eggs when they put all the salsa on them.
I don't know because I'm not really the only times I've ever had yuca root is when it's like in a stew.
Yeah, I never had.
I hate it by itself.
I don't know how you can I don't know if you could grill it.
Fried.
Oh, fried. Well, yeah, hardly anything tastes good fried.
Yeah. Damn. Yeah. 100%.
Fried yuca root and chicharron. Yeah, that's probably actually good.
I was gonna.
I'll take it.
I was gonna
a little salt.
I was gonna get that. I was gonna order the pork fried belly from Wicked Cows and Burgers.
We were trying to get that yesterday.
Yeah, we kind of fucked up. We should have that.
We got high as fuck and ended up at a brewery. Like we got high as fuck. Okay, so we were going to go get some good old marijuana, right?
Okay.
And we were driving up Upland.
We had already got the weed and we were way too high, and then we got overwhelmed by the sign of a new brewery. That's
okay. We never been there. Let's fuck it.
Yeah, we cut through Upland, downtown Upland, to get to Wicked Cow. We were there. We were like a mile away.
Finish line.
But then we like looked to the left. We're like, what the fuck?
Even though we could get food and brew at the same spot we were going to, we still forego
legit brew too.
What's the name of this? What's the name of the brewery?
It's called
what was it, Rescue?
Yeah, Rescue Brewing in Upland.
What time? What street?
Oh, Salvadorian thing. Yuca root?
Yeah. Like I said, Salvi food's delicious, but the yuca and the pozole kind of threw me off.
Hey, don't cut me off, bro.
Okay,
right.
Why
Jeffrey
Dahmer?
That brewery.
Oh yeah, Rescue Brewery.
Yeah. I don't know what street. I'm not too familiar with downtown Upland. But
it's right on 2nd Street in Upland.
It's right downtown, dude.
Literally down from Rad Coffee. Shout out to Rad Coffee, too.
Okay.
Oh, see, this one.
Yeah.
Wait, he knows what you're talking about?
I guess so.
Oh, shit. I know exactly what you guys talking about. I went there. I was going to sell, like flyers.
What do you mean sell them flyers?
Because I was still working on my girlfriend's dad's
strip club,
graphics studio, graphics shop, and so I was gonna sell them like printing supplies. I went there while they were building it. I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah, it was pretty good. They didn't have any food, which was like, all right,
that sucks.
Yeah,
and, like you know how
they
like
had beef jerky and
they
pretzels.
had tons of those pretzels came in clutch. So
yeah, they were necessary.
They were very necessary. Yeah, we really want to get some of that pork. Wicked Cow's fucking delicious.
Damn, I should order them yesterday.
Let's go there. Let's just plan to go there.
Yeah, or Dos Chinos. Or
Dos Chinos.
Pig Pen over in Long Beach.
I will say this, though. That Dos Chinos, all of that shit in that place is expensive.
Yeah.
Yeah, so Wicked Cow's kind of expensive.
Kind of.
This is a little more expensive.
Yeah.
It's
100%.
definitely fucking bomb, though.
Is it?
Yeah, even like the shit I don't like ice cream and stuff. Like, I'm not a big fan, but
Good shit.
yeah, me and Val went there. We got this. It's all like real made ice cream, but they serve it on a cone that's like a waffle.
Yeah.
A big old waffle bowl?
Big old waffle that's like
tremendous.
shaped like a cone.
Uh-huh.
And dude, it was fucking bomb.
Dang.
Yeah, it was good. It was fucking amazingly good, actually.
Yeah, you know what that reminds you of? That reminds you of 21 Choices.
Do they do that there too?
This they have like specialty like flavors. Like for instance, like I got something called a salty potato, salty sailor, and to mix in like potato chips, sea salt, caramel ice cream, and Heath bar.
Sounds tremendous.
You know, imagine like having like a salty like ice cream. It tastes fucking bomb. So fucking bomb. And my girl doesn't like any of that shit, right? She's like, "What the fuck is this?" But she got like something called tequila sunrise, which is like an old sherbet like yogurt, like alternative they have there. If you bring your own toppings, you ask them, "Hey, I want this shit in my ice cream," and they'll mix in your shit with whatever ice cream you want. It's a badass spot.
Wow.
And okay, 21 Choices is right by Eureka.
Okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I asked one of them employees, "Hey, how long has this place been here?" Thinking it's like brand new. He's like, "Oh yeah, since 1973." That place has been there for 30 years.
Damn.
You know, I'm nowhere near as excited as you look. You looked at me with such joy, like this is like the greatest place ever. You're like, they've been there since the 70s. Right? Right? And I'm just like, I don't give a fuck.
Jesus Christ, that was aggressive.
That was aggressive.
Oh Lord.
Got everything. Oh, you fucking up, Felipe. What happened?
Oh no. See, this is why
We didn't want Oscar here.
we like to have modern human beings on the podcast.
Oh, okay. I see.
Basically.
Well, it's still working. We're still good.
Okay, so from last podcast,
Yeah.
podcast,
Yeah.
you guys talked about some political shit.
Oh, maybe. I don't know.
Shit. Actually, some actual existential. No, actually, some social grassroots ideas.
Oh yeah, like what?
Break it down.
You're talking about like grassroots communal economical ideas, which I think you guys did not know what the fuck you guys were talking about. It just seemed like you were talking about like a bunch of like conceptual hoo-ha washmatage. Hogwash.
Okay.
What you call it? But before that though, you were talking about like the meat diet.
Oh yeah. Yeah. What's up with that? Go on. What's up, doggy? You got something to say?
Yeah, bro. It's like, nothing good to say about it.
Yeah, I mean, in my experience, it was just average.
Average.
I didn't.
Which average? It by itself being average is actually pretty good, because a lot of people had worse like experiences with diets, and you have an average experience, which is actually better than nothing.
Yeah, like I felt fine. Like I felt great. I was only eating like once a day though.
Once a day, so
Yeah.
one big meal a day.
Yeah, and I would eat, and that pretty much I'd be straight till like the next day. The weird thing was though, coffee wasn't as good to me. That was the major takeaway. Like I didn't really care for coffee.
So your caffeine. Did you have any? You don't treat caffeine as an addiction, do you?
No, but I've definitely kicked back since starting. Because I definitely think it was very
So you
addicting,
don't
because I was
think-
drinking too much coffee.
You don't think you're addicted to coffee?
Yeah,
No,
I
I would
mean,
definitely say I was.
here you are talking about
That's
having
why I was
less
kicking back.
of. Yeah, here you are talking about less of a substance,
Yeah.
but because you changed your diet, you wanted less of it, so you crave less of it.
Way less. Like, for example, like I'd get like a large coffee in the morning. A large coffee. And this is like at 7 in the morning, 6:30 usually maybe. By like 9 o'clock, I'd be done with it. And I would like, if I had time, I would get another one before I'd start my route at work. But I would definitely get another coffee after work.
When did you notice? When did you notice you didn't want coffee?
Like day 2.
Day 2.
Yeah, day 2. Cause so I got coffee the first day. Oh no, the first day I was like, no, I'll just do straight. Cause I had some fatty cuts of beef I had made and a little bit of like bacon in. So it was mostly bacon fat. And I was like, all right, this will be what I'll eat all day with some water. Right? And I was like, second day, I was like, let me get a coffee. But I wasn't feeling a coffee. I was like, just let me get a coffee out of routine. And I kind of didn't really drink it. And then day 3, I didn't get a coffee. And then day 4, I didn't get a coffee. And day 5, I was like, man, I haven't had a coffee. Let me get one. And I got like maybe like a couple sips in, and
that's kind of
really like it.
That's kind of how I felt when I was doing keto.
To be honest,
keto is no grains, right?
Well, you're not supposed
to. No more than 20 grams of carbs.
You could have coffee, but not the way I like it, like with sugar and like you can.
You still have caffeine.
Yeah. By the way, when I drink coffee, it's always black. I don't add any sugar and creamer just for FY.
Yeah.
It's always black.
But I found myself not needing to have caffeine as often, for sure.
Really?
I am fucking up. Like when I was doing keto, I felt pretty good, and I didn't feel good right away. I realized how good I felt after I stopped, and I went back to my old ways. I'm like, oh shit.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean? It's like a gradual thing where you kind of like don't realize it, but little things like, for instance, I don't need to drink coffee to fucking operate. And like now I find myself where like I must have my fucking coffee. You know what I mean? Like
I'm in the exact same boat as you.
And it's more like I'm creating a dependency on the caffeine rush.
Yeah.
So if you get rid of it, your body will kind of just adjust, and it kind of sucks for a few days, but it might take a couple days, might take a couple weeks.
Yep.
Yeah, but yeah, you can get over it. It's just you kind of just got to starve your body from it and move on.
Well, you know what though? The thing was, I didn't have any cravings, or it wasn't me having to go out of my way to not drink it. It was just I didn't have a desire.
I think that develops. That's because that comes from a strong will.
Are you sure? Because it wasn't like planned. I love coffee.
No, and your body knows what it wants, and if you're
definitely didn't crave it.
if you're like, I think that if your body's telling you need this rush from coffee, that means that something's wrong.
Well, because people could get addicted to caffeine. I got a mild addiction to caffeine.
Perhaps, but maybe it's like a dietary deficiency.
Yeah,
maybe.
I think it's possible.
Yeah.
Well, too, and then Dell was saying, have you ever tried intermittent fasting? But I did that before, like when I was doing paleo, and I had pretty good results. It just got annoying to keep up. But like when because 2 weeks ago, I went straight like carnivore, and when I was doing that, like, it was like I was doing intermittent fasting, which is where you compress all your eating into 8 hours, right? And you fast for the other 16. But I was doing that, but it wasn't intentional. Just I wasn't hungry. But I was pounding water and extra salt like crazy.
You said you weren't okay. You said your meal consumption wasn't as much.
No. Oh, well, you know what? It could have been more because I was definitely eating more than a pound of meat at each meal, but it was like one meal a day. And if I felt hungry towards the night, it'd be maybe like some eggs. But it was mostly like the egg yolk and not the egg whites.
That kind of reminds me of what you said last podcast about Confucius. Confucius actually had I
do not remember
a philosophy.
I don't know.
I don't think I.
You're talking about the Asian culture, about how they kind of live longer on their diet. And actually, there's an action.
How'd you get Confucius out of that?
I'm gonna bring it up.
Confucius had a diet.
I'm gonna bring it up right now.
I think you was Confucius. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna bring it up right now. Because there's an actual, because Confucius actually had a diet plan when he lived. He only 80% of what he could. Meaning that whatever meal he planned out, he left 20% of it off. And a lot of people followed that rule. And there was like a reference study between how the diets were in Japan versus the other like Asian cultures or different cultures versus the Confucius diet.
Yeah.
And Asian culture lived about a decade older or 20 years older. So like, I remember you saying, you mentioned something similar to that. And while you're mentioning that, I was like, well, I think related to like how much you could eat, how little you could eat.
Maybe, I don't know. Honestly, it was strange.
Oh.
I would say, because I didn't have like day 2 or 3, I was like, man, I didn't really have cravings for anything else. Like I didn't have like a sugar crave or nothing.
And this lasted how many weeks?
I did it only for 7 days straight, and then we had pizza.
Okay.
On the 7th day.
When I was in bonded,
Yeah.
and we went on tour, I did this.
You used to sell that ass?
No, but we were extremely broke. So like, yeah.
That's the way he said. He's like, when I was bonded, I went on tour.
No, we were fucked. Like I had no money, so I was unwittingly doing like intermittent fasting / keto type.
You weren't doing it.
I was starving.
You were doing it out of necessity.
I was starving, but
the virus skills kicked in.
So for me, like I'm not
Cockroach genetics, doggy.
I hardly claim. I'm not a big sugar guy. Like I won't go out of my way to buy candy or anything.
Yeah.
I will have my coffee with like sugar.
Yeah.
And like certain things, but other than that, I'm not a sugar guy. So it was really easy for me to not have sugar at all.
Okay.
So you're gone for like 2 months at a time, and you retrain your body to sort of be able to operate without this crap in it.
Okay.
No, definitely like no fast food. Like I was eating like,
Yeah.
I would go to like a supermarket or wherever, and I'd buy like a handful of avocados or some random shit bread, you know, a bunch of spinach, and I was just kind of eating like really minimally, like, you know, and I felt fucking amazing. And you come back home, and dude, I swear, man, like I remember I came home and I was staying with my folks at the time. And my dad came home with KFC, bro.
Yeah.
And like in my mind, I was like, "Fuck, yeah, I'm fucking have some chicken." But the moment like I smelt it, like something was wrong. Like it just was not right. I was like, I don't know. And then like I tasted it, and like the moment it made contact with my tongue, it was just like not right. Like it was just like, whoa. Like it was just overwhelming. Like it was too much.
You know what? That could have been because of the processed meat. It's the way that they process their fast foods. That chicken is so unnatural that it's like bombarding your senses. It's really I'm having trouble finding the word. It's very unnatural how like the peanut oil and how they process the chicken to the KFC. And you know, I noticed it too. Like, there's a difference between like, okay, when I used to work at Taco Bell, like we used to like have a specific type of oil, and what happens is that oil doesn't get clean. They use that oil throughout the day, and then they clean it like the next morning, right? And actually, you know what? To be honest, I think they don't have to clean the oil till like for 2 days.
Yeah, they keep it going for
right?
a while.
And you could taste it. But the thing is, okay, this is how I think it correlates to what you were saying, is that people eat that stuff so many times and consistently, they don't notice the taste. There's a specific taste,
of course.
That, you know, right?
Yeah. No, that's what I'm trying to say. It's like you build up a tolerance for the garbage. You like.
Well, I don't know if it's a tolerance, more as you're changing the gut flora and your.
That's a big thing you just mentioned.
That is the thing that. Particular, I'm sure you're more educated on that subject, but I think I heard somebody on the Rogan podcast explain it, and I think it was relating to mushrooms, right? To a certain degree, where they were talking about fungi and how fungi operate and bacteria.
Yeah, they have like one cell wall between all of them, and they have like thousands, billions of microbes on between that you have one cell wall that literally separates it.
The way that guy explained it, I understood it like 100% because I've gone through that myself. Like I said, when you're on tour and your diet changes, I was drinking beer or whatever, but for the most part, like you kind of starve your body of all the crap you usually give it. Like when I used to live with my parents, for instance, like every meal had tortillas. Mm-hmm. There's a chunk of salt, you know? And then there's salsa, and then I also have salt.
I totally understand.
And then like every meal has salt. A lot of stuff had like I didn't even realize how many meals my mom made that had mayonnaise in it. You know what I mean? Yeah, because you mix it with like chipotle sauce or whatever the fuck, and it's fucking phenomenal. But the point is, are you really with that type of diet and that type of culture? You really overload your body with a lot of shit, and you don't even realize it.
Especially in the Mexican culture with like the bread products,
especially nowadays.
A lot of carbs. Bro.
This generation's
an incredible amount of carbs. And then I don't
find carbohydrates.
Luckily, I'm not a sugar. Like I said, I'm not a sweets guy, so I don't really fuck with soda. So
that's strange to me. That's awesome.
I didn't have that problem.
Yeah,
but
as you can tell, I did.
Here, Dale Lewis says y'all changing your gut bio.
Well, yeah.
Well, this guy is.
Well, no, even,
Right?
He is for sure.
Yeah, you change it to like I'm a big fan of Chris Kresser. Like he's a practicing what do you call him? Like he has his own like facility where he actually treats people, and he's always really big on doing tests on your gut microbiome. Like that's where always he starts because it kind of sees what you're allergic to, how your gut reacts to it.
How to test that? Like they test your poop.
Yeah, I believe so.
I think so. I think that's
and they
probably
do
the
blood
easiest
work
way to
as
do it,
well. Yeah, it's better to do a bunch of tests to see what you react to, what you're sensitive to, because even like even on the keto diet, some people do more of like they can't really do dairy on keto, so there's like a dairy-free keto version. Like keto works for a lot of people, but like some people it still doesn't work out. They have to be even more restrictive. Like a lot of people who do like the carnivore diet, they're ones that have like a lot of autoimmune issues, like they have psoriasis of the skin, or have like terrible gut indigestion, or irritable bowel syndrome, or like diverticulosis or litis, where you know you got to get like part of your colon cut out and shit, and you have like this whole pouch of pus in there and shit. It's awful. And like you bleed when you take shits like crazy. It's the worst. And like these are the people that are finding like the most benefit by cutting out everything else. And I'm pretty sure it has to do with just getting rid of normal shit like refined carbohydrates from like chips and fast food, and refined sugars from like soda and sweets and shit.
That's one problem I
That's
had. I
huge.
loved chips before.
Shout out to chips.
I've kicked chips ever since. I do eat them very rarely every now and then, but nowhere near. Dude, chips were almost like one of those things where I ate them almost every day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's bad.
Oh, you're hungry and you want a snack, and it's like, oh yeah, let me have some chips.
and then it doesn't fill you up because it's like
Never
empty
does.
refined
It is,
carbohydrates.
it is.
It's just taking up
no
space.
There's no protein.
There's nothing nutrient.
nothing.
It has
Yeah.
literally no nutritional value at
That's
all.
why you could eat so much of that shit.
Oh.
It's the same thing. That's the same reason why you have to eat so much more vegetables to get the same amount of nutrients you would get from, say, like flesh or something.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like a piece of fish or some really good fat.
That's the problem
Yeah.
with veggies.
Okay, so good thing you brought that up. Yeah, you were talking about efficiency about the meat diet.
Yeah.
All right, and Jerry, you mentioned something about it's. First of all, I totally disagree with you about why we shouldn't run our bodies on peak performance. That we'll wear ourselves out.
Hold on, with that though, I feel like he was talking. Well, what I know about peak performance, I think about like Steven Kotler and his work with the what is it called?
I'm not
The
sure.
Something Foundation, where the Flow State Foundation, where they talk about being in a flow state, how it's not good to be in it 24/7. That's what I thought you were talking about.
That's what I
you
was
know, like
talking
where you're
about.
kind of like in the zone.
Yeah.
Flow state, like it's not good to be in that 24/7 because it does cause a lot of damage to your
It
body.
does. Yeah. I do.
I
I
thought
agree
that's
with
what
that.
you were talking about yesterday.
In a way, yes, because it's undeniable. You're tearing down your body way faster than you normally would. You know.
So you're talking about it like in a biological state.
I'm talking about a performance state. Yes.
Yeah, to where we're biologically overactive.
I'm not sure what you mean by over.
Yeah, neither do I. What do you mean?
Because
I mean more like if you think your body is a vessel and an engine, and you're like fucking running at it, like if it maxes out at 120,
But
and
that-
you're hitting at 120, 110
120.
and 120 the whole time,
Yeah.
your engine's gonna blow out fucking way sooner.
comparatively, I know what you
As
mean.
as Scruffy from Futurama put it, count of the burns twice as bite, burns half as long.
Yeah, burns half as long. Exactly.
We can talk about that for days.
Dude, that was like the greatest scene
Remember that
ever.
episode where he falls in love with the bucket?
He falls in love with the bucket. I don't remember that.
Holy shit! Because he's you know how he lives down there,
Yeah.
like, right next to the furnace. Wait, how does it happen? It's the mop with the bucket though.
Yeah, there's something happens where the fucking bucket becomes sentient and it like develops feelings for him, and they have a good old
Why?
time, and they go on dates and shit. It's stupid.
It's fucking hilarious.
Well, they
okay.
try to get married, right?
He dumps the bucket. He walks out on it.
Oh shit.
The bucket's heartbroken. It's so stupid. Shout out to fucking it's Futurama.
Sparky.
Yeah, one of the greatest. Oh, my bad. I cut you off. What were you saying?
No. Well,
Something about diet. You had something, a whole point why you brought this all up.
Yeah, the whole being at performance.
Yeah, peak performance.
Oh yeah. I just totally disagree about like being peak performance, but I only thought about it as if it was supposed to run as it should.
You mean like just how it should normally be running?
Yeah.
Whereas Jerry's talking about running at a high level the entire time, like peak, like in a flow state. That's
Exactly.
what I thought you were talking about.
And I thought you the description.
But you're talking about your body just being like not in homeostasis, but like
No, well, look. So my whole first of all, I was way too fucking high last time, so I apologize because I was Yeah, it wasn't making much sense. But
All right,
let me
it
try to
happens to the best
explain.
of us.
Let me try to explain what I meant.
All right, Dale.
Okay.
So if you don't have to, if your body doesn't have to work much harder to get the same nutrients from plants. So for instance, like a vegetarian,
Okay.
they're fucking eating all kinds of shit. Just they can have a fucking sandwich with some beef in it, and they'll get way more protein than they would out of like 2 pounds worth of vegetables. You know what I mean? So the amount of work that your body has to do in order to digest that food, to absorb those nutrients, is very taxing.
Okay, let me stop
So-
you. Okay,
so-
let me stop you right there. I'm gonna stop you right there. Okay,
Okay.
For a specific reason, I'm not trying to rub my dick on anybody right now.
Go ahead.
Okay,
Break it down, doggy.
well, okay, watch. There's a book. There's a book I've been trying to read since the apartment.
The Omnivore's Dilemma?
No.
Oh, sorry. I was so confident in that. I thought it was. I was like, oh, shit.
I was like,
My bad. Go on.
My
Go
bad.
on.
I saw the spark in your eye.
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
You're like, oh, no. My
Go
bad,
on,
my
go on,
bad,
go on.
bro.
My bad.
But I'm sorry. I'll look it up though.
Yeah,
I'll look it up,
check
right?
Out, check it.
Okay.
We'll talk about it next.
And I'm on the road a lot, so I'm like, okay, and I'm bored with everything now. I'm bored with everything now. I'm like, okay, I'm like, I'm all right. I'm bored of everything now. I'm gonna read a book. I'm gonna put a book on. But the thing is, I want to read one specific book since I had lived in an apartment, which was on the Colbert Report, and it was about Chris Stringer, the author. The book's called The Lone Survivor, and it's an anthropology book, right? And this is how he got me in the hook. This was
Wait, the lone survivor? You mean the sniper?
not that. Not
Are you
that.
talking about David Hasselhoff?
No. That's the Marine movie. Is the same title as the book.
Okay.
Right?
So what's this one about?
This one's called The Lone Survivor: How Humans Came About. And he did a little excerpt on the book. He talked about how we became as herbivores to omnivores.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Uh-huh.
and I tell this like a broken record. Okay, because I think it's really specific. I think it's really interesting to talk about how you came about from eating from plants to meats. Okay, he talks about like how something called cellular regeneration. You know how you cut yourself
Yeah.
on your hand,
Yeah.
right? You cut yourself, and then your body repairs it, right?
Okay.
But all of a sudden, you cut yourself in your hand, and then the fingerprints grow back.
Right.
Right. Okay, your DNA like replaces the cells for that cut. Correct. Okay, so back when we were evolving, I forgot which stage it was. Back when we were evolving, we were just eating plants. Our teeth really had no canines. We were just munching on plants. The thing is that we developed like fight or flight responses, and the reason we evolved so tall is because we dissipate heat a lot faster than that. Those are one of the many mechanisms that our body evolves to. So we need a lot of energy. We need a lot of like substance to create that energy. And so what happens is we start shoving like vegetation to our mouths back when we're still evolving. We're shoving so much vegetation in our mouth that we need like a container. Our stomachs and our intestines had to like grow or had to be so huge to contain that vegetation to what we're consuming. Our consumption was not enough. We had to completely like keep consuming the vegetation.
Okay.
Right? But since there was the next level of our like gastral evolution was to eat meats.
Okay.
I can't explain that. That's what something that's fleeting from my head right now.
All right.
But we start eating meats, and what happens is that our bodies, or we've discovered that the meats that you're saying can provide as much more chock full nutrition versus its plant counterparts.
Yeah.
Right. So what happens is that our bodies that have these huge containers containing all the vegetation that we needed to consume started shrinking, and that lessened our cellular regeneration, meaning that we became from big guts to small guts because we started eating meat. And since there was a physical attribute from that because we had big guts to small guts. We were allowed to run faster. We were allowed to consume more energy and to expense more energy. So when you start talking about like peak performance, actually eating meats, it's kind of closer to our peak performance. So that's why when you mentioned like people eating meat, that's the first thing that came to mind. I was like, how is this going to work, and how well is people doing it? And so far, people are doing it pretty well.
Yeah, and there's even a debate between people because some people will take the carnivore diet as just the flesh of the animal. Like I was like, hey, I just eat ribeyes every day, and if you could do that, God bless you, because that's pretty pricey, and it's a fatty cut, so it's not that bad. But then you have other people like Paul Saladino or Bart K, and they'll talk about how they eat nose to tail. So they'll eat a lot of, let's say, like the heart, the liver, the testicles, the brain, the eyeballs if they can get them. Like they'll eat all of that shit along as well with like the tendons. Like he'll add in like collagen, or he'll take in like bone meal, like crushed up bones, or bone broth. But even like bone broth isn't as bioavailable as from what you could get from like bone meal, like grinding up the bones themselves.
Oh yeah,
and just mix it into like a powder meal.
Oh.
Like you get a lot of boron and copper and vitamin B6, and it's crazy too because like if you're deficient in B6 and you're eating stuff like collagen, like a lot of collagen based products, you could still have like rashes and whatnot from like oxalate detoxifying like oxalate so much, which are like these tiny like little. Like imagine like little tiny like little thorns throughout your body, like super small.
Wait, so you're saying you could get that from eating the bone mash?
Yeah, like if you're eating like bone meal and taking in extra collagen, you're getting like rashes, or like say like your eyes are hurting and whatnot. It could be from like detoxifying so
so
your
much.
body having to detoxify so many oxalates
forcing all the toxins
all
out
at once.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it gets a little aggressive because you had them all built up, and it's not a problem if you continually build them up. But when you stop building them up, your body's like, oh, I guess we're just getting rid of all of it now, so it starts to dump them. So you get like what they call like a keto rash, or like your eyes will like hurt.
I never got that, luckily.
Well, that's pretty good. I think that's a good sign then.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because that's normally a bad thing. That's what they always say. You could cause more oxalates.
I don't eat great, but I definitely don't. I definitely eat as good as I can. Like I don't like put garbage into my. I don't drink soda.
Yeah,
I'm not a sweets guy, and I just don't overdo it with like just crap.
Well, amen to you, brother, because I load up on crap.
I know.
I know, no doubt.
It's hard,
bro.
dude. I understand. Yeah, people have a really hard time.
It is,
yeah, I mean,
bro.
you were telling me about how your mom has had that problem. Like, and you've seen some of my family members; they have crazy problems with it.
Dude,
I mean,
sad.
so do I.
It's a clear addiction.
You know what's crazy? Okay, so that's the other thing. Like with the carnivore diet, like day 1 or 2, like honestly, day 2, I had less energy for sure. Like less energy than I normally would.
Oh, you less energy?
Yeah, that's what I said. I was
day.
like, man, I feel like I have low energy today.
Okay.
But day 3, I was rocking. Like I felt fine. Like, my libido was pretty wild.
Okay.
That definitely changed like pretty instantaneously.
Oh, yeah?
What's libido?
Yeah. Like
your erections?
yeah, dude, I was waking up with like dog.
I knew that.
This shit was like it was like a line I couldn't control. It was intense.
At 30, yeah.
That was very clinical. That was very clinical, Oscar. Your erections.
Yeah,
I would have said some bullshit.
Yeah, 100%. You know what I mean? It was pretty ridiculous, but I would say day 5, I started to get like this mental clarity I haven't had in a while.
Oh shit.
It's like it was like going from like HD to like 4K, kind of.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
I felt
no,
the
yeah,
same.
right.
I felt the same change when I was doing keto, but it took.
Yeah.
It took probably like a week and a half to 2 weeks, and it was such a gradual. It was such a gradual like fucking process that I didn't realize it until like it was kind of like over. We were doing great. We were eating.
Oh, so you joined the keto diet with someone?
Me and Val did it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It's always great.
For people that
to
don't know, Val is his alter ego that he made up in his head. He's a bit of a schizophrenic.
Yeah, basically.
She's alright.
Shout out to Val.
But yeah, we were doing the keto diet, and it was kind of hard to keep up because it's kind of putting you through shit. Like
Doggy.
Yeah, of course.
I couldn't do it.
And then we didn't feel that great, and we were like, "Do we really want to continue doing this?" And I was like, "Well, yeah." My whole thing was I was starting to gain weight, and I've never gained weight. Like I've always been kind of like skinny fat, but definitely like not fat.
Yeah.
And then
You were starting to even out.
I was starting to get to 200, and I was like, okay.
Oh shit,
yeah,
you?
Yeah.
Wait.
I'm
Hold
heavier
on.
than I look.
Nah.
Yeah.
Really?
You got a broken scale.
How much do you think I weigh right now?
$140 wet.
But damn,
One-
160.
Oh,
Jinx,
yeah.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6,
Shit.
7, 8, 9,
How much do you weigh?
I weigh 185. Well, no, I've been working hard, so I've been probably like 175, 180.
Yeah, and I was 195. I just
think-
checked it the other day.
I think I'm back to like 185.
Really?
And I went as far down. I was at 190 something when.
Not to cut you off. What's
Yeah.
up, SA?
Man, fuck Lou.
Pasa, but hey, get the fuck off,
Why
all
does
right?
he got to interrupt?
No,
See,
no vatos.
even when he's not
Even
here,
when he's not here, he's fucking shit up.
He's 210? All right.
Wait, who? You fucking short
Yeah.
5'2" piece of shit.
Right? Jesus fucking Christ.
210
That's the weight of his ego.
Right? That's the way
Fucking,
he go. Okay.
But yeah, fucking Lou's 210, by the way. He's all fucking squared up.
No, that's his height. 2 feet 10 inches, doggy.
Wherever he goes, he's squared up.
Quick with that. Because you know he's right.
Oh shit. Okay, honestly, I tried keto. I didn't feel good. Like legitimately, I did not feel good. Like having to eat all that fat. I was like, dude, this is like. I love cheese. I love avocado.
I don't know if you overdid it.
Doggy.
Val had a problem with it. She don't like eating meat as much. She was just like, I don't know. And I was just like, well, let's just try it. The point is, you perform better.
Are you more mental clarity?
I was.
I had.
Okay,
more.
look at the watch. Okay, watch. Let me break down real fast.
Absolutely.
I'm not gonna try to profess you guys. I'm not gonna try to like educate you guys. But I'm gonna tell you a little bit what I know about how food goes into our brains.
Go ahead.
Okay. First of all, we know that saliva breaks down food, right?
Okay.
Okay, so when the food enters your mouth, it breaks down for your teeth, but then your saliva plays a role. Your saliva breaks down the food and it goes out of the esophagus into the stomach, and the mucus lining on your stomach also plays a role as well, right? It prevents ulcers and it kind of breaks down the food a little more, especially with the stomach acids. Okay, once it gets past to the stomach acids into the first smaller intestines, that's where the magic happens. Okay, that's where peptides starts getting developed. I think I'm fucking it up, but I think I'm missing a few steps.
Okay,
but from food to get broken down to peptides, because the peptides is what our brains uses.
Okay. Yeah.
Right.
Okay. Yeah. That's what they use as energy, correct?
Exactly. Right. And since our brains are muscles, right, they get used to routines, muscle memory.
Okay.
Right. So what we eat. So what? Fuck.
Fucking Louis magic.
Hey! Now you do you, Oscar. You keep talking, baby.
Yeah. Go ahead.
You speak your truths, bro.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So what we eat affects our brain.
All right.
Right.
Yeah.
So directly. So directly. There's so many accounts of what types of foods that affects our moods and our brains.
Yeah.
And if we're not on top of, we don't stay on top of that.
Yeah.
We don't know what's fucking with us.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Yeah. Okay.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Right. And I think it's like what you said. Like you said, you have like mental clarity while on a keto diet.
Yeah, of course.
Right.
Absolutely.
So it might have been like more of a mental thing.
You know what I think it is? I think that for instance, like if you eat a cheeseburger, the amount of energy your body has to
Expand.
Yeah, to digest the bread, for instance,
Okay.
is taxing on your body. So when you cut all that out and you're just eating meat and your body gets accustomed to it, you have all this extra like energy to so you can allocate your resources better as far as like your performance power. And I think it goes for everything.
You're right. It doesn't bog down. Okay, if you cut out bread, it doesn't bog down your system.
No, and you definitely feel like sometimes you ever have a bomb ass burger or sandwich and you just lay there and you're like, oh, because your body's literally
Because
like,
exactly.
your body's literally like, bro, we gotta chill real quick.
First of all,
We
moisture.
gotta-
First of all, it needs moisture. It needs the equal amount of moisture to digest that bread.
Another thing I found myself doing when I did keto, I found myself drinking more water,
Okay.
craving more water.
Craving.
Yeah,
one. Ooh,
100%.
that's good.
It's like my body knew, but now, like that, I'm not doing it. The reason why we're not doing it anymore is because we ended up moving into Val's parents' house, and it's like a weird situation where we kind of gotta like eat what they eat. You know what I mean? And you fall right back into where you used to be. It's just, it's carbs.
No,
in
you're
particular.
right. Because your brain and your body is used to it.
So I've gone from like here, like I was fucking normal ass diet like everybody else. Felt like complete shit. I was like, let's try keto. And we did it for like 2-3 months. And I was like, oh shit, this actually feels all right. I'm doing okay. Like, this is not bad. It sucked at first. You're like, whatever. I didn't get sick. Like, I didn't get I just, I have no problem eating like a bunch of fucking bacon and burgers with like a fucking, what are they called? Protein style burgers and shit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're actually fucking delicious.
Yeah, there are.
Yeah.
It's even better without the
Straight to the point.
The In-N-Out is better without the bun.
It is. Hey,
Yeah.
no, straight up. It
If
is.
you want to try a delicious protein style burger, go to In-N-Out.
Yeah,
or
bro.
Yeah.
a Flying Dutchman.
Oh yeah, I didn't even know that was a thing until.
But what okay.
Yeah, like
What's a Flying Dutchman? You know what? You got funny story. I was drunk, and I wanted something to eat. Ricky drove us up, and I thought I wanted animal star fries, but I wanted I think I wanted a Flying Dutchman or something. But what's Flying Dutchman again?
A Flying Dutchman is just 2 meat patties and a slice of cheese.
yeah, and it's delicious.
And I thought that's
Well, it
what
looks
I
delicious.
thought that's what animal
It's
star
basically a
fries
keto
was.
burger with no
No, yeah, it's a keto burger without the fixings.
without the lettuce.
Yeah, no lettuce, nothing. It's literally just 2 meat patties and a slice of cheese.
Dang.
It's fucking fire.
What I'm trying to say though is that while I was doing that, I have a problem already. My brain doesn't stop. It's just continuously just fucking going. And it's just like it's kind of like it's like a machine I have no control over, and it's just always going. Like there's always ideas, there's always something new, there's always something I need to do, or something I need to learn, or something. I can listen to music and watch a video and like work on a project at the same time.
Okay.
And it's not effective. It's not like I'm taking it all in, but it's like I need to be overwhelmed. Like it's my brain, like
That's how it works.
so it's already there, and then it's at peak performance, and it definitely was worse. Like
With what?
or better. It depends how you think about it.
With what?
And
On the
the-
keto?
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
yeah. My dreams were intense, but you operate at a higher level. So the point I was trying to make when I said I don't know, it's like if you go full throttle with meat, and that really does increase your performance even more. Because like I said, you felt it after like the 4th day. For
Yeah,
me, it
right
took-
around day 5, I would
For
say.
me, it took
for
like
sure.
2 solid weeks. But guess what I was eating? I was eating a good chunk of veggies too. I love veggies. So there was a lot of
Shout out to asparagus.
A lot of the proteins that I was getting was directly from vegetables. I didn't go out of my way to go, no, I'm getting it all from meat. You know what I mean? So I could see how he felt the effects faster than I did, but I think the effects are about the same. Like you feel a little better, you feel lighter.
Yeah, and I think that really has to do with
You're not
just-
as hungry. Your stomach
No.
shrinks. You eat what you need.
Yeah, eat what you need.
You know
Yeah,
when
what
you
your
need
body
water.
needs.
When you're dehydrating, like you're dehydrated, you actually like do something about it. You know when you have a shitty diet, you're dehydrated. You can be dehydrated for days.
Oh my goodness
Yeah.
gracious! I know exactly what you're talking about. You,
And it's
you don't give a
because-
fuck. You're
and
like,
it's almost- it's
I feel
almost
so
like-
sluggish, but I don't give a fuck.
And-
I'll drink water and then at night before I go to bed. It makes sense. Sometimes you don't make sense to yourself.
And I think
No.
it has to do with the bacteria in your gut that probably goes, nah, bro, we don't need this water, because if you drink this water, we're out of here. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same reason when they talk about how when you're craving things like chips or pizza or like shit food, you're really usually craving like refined carbohydrates. But that's because the bacteria in your gut needs that to survive. So it's like, hey, doggy, we need you to eat some of this shit so we can keep going. Otherwise, we're going to starve off and die.
It's like your gut breeds like a different type of neighborhood. You know what I mean?
Pretty
And
much.
Yeah, and that neighborhood needs more of that type of folk to
I
survive.
mean, do you want like Pomona below mission or above mission. You know what I mean? Yeah, it's capable of both.
Okay.
It could be a good neighborhood, fenced off, everyone's looking nice, or
Do you think you should alternate diets?
well, you know what? I did listen to a debate between this guy Lane Norton, who is a proponent of alternating your diet. Man, I don't know. I don't think so.
I've never really done any diets.
No.
The only thing I ever tried, honestly, was keto. And now it's just because I was like, damn, I'm fat. I was like, I need to lose some weight. I was like, well, yeah, I eat a lot of carbs. Oh, yeah, I found myself eating a ton of bread. Dude, I'd go buy a fucking loaf of fucking sourdough. Dude, sourdough.
Doggy, what's in cheese?
A little bit of butter. A little bit of anything, really.
Just as long as you had a lot of bit of bread with a little bit of something.
I was hitting the deli heavily, too. I would get a bunch of roast beef and stuff. But, yeah, dude, it was every fucking meal. I had a ton of bread in it. And,
Right there, Delder said drink distilled water to get them out there sooner.
he's probably talking about the bacteria in your gut.
Oh, yeah? But distilled water is like nothing.
Yeah, it's just literally H2. It's like eating table salt, which is just
I don't
sodium and
understand.
chloride.
Yeah, I don't understand. how
without
that
any of the minerals.
He's talking about bacteria, right?
I would assume.
I don't know.
Dale, yeah.
In-N-Out's better without the bun. That's a bold statement.
Hey, honestly, that
Give it a try, man. I mean, maybe it's not for you, but
Secret menu? Lou, what you know about secret menu, man? What the fuck, man? Get the fuck out of here, bro.
no, he's talking about his menu.
A short menu.
Like, what are you going to deposit to his pot of gold?
it's a kid's
what
menu.
kind of
It's a
wish
kid's menu.
The kids menu.
Like, how much are you going to
The
deposit?
Yeah,
meal
for
comes
sure.
with a little milkshake. It's like tiny.
A shamrock shake?
Shamrock shake.
Hey, talking about water.
That's short
Hey,
fuck.
man, my girl drink. Okay, it's there's a point. There's a punchline to the story.
Okay.
My girl drinks so much water. She's like 5'2", 5'3", right? Mm-hmm. But she drinks so much water.
Damn, taller than Louis.
Yeah, taller than me.
Jesus.
And she drinks like so much water. Like she had to carry around a bottle religiously, and she
Okay.
refills it twice. Right.
All right. How big is the bottle, though?
It's
Like
about
an 8-ounce bottle.
Like on a scale from 1 to Louis, how big
How
is
big?
2 Louis.
Oh, shit.
Right.
damn.
And
Not that much.
And I recently bought her a 64-ounce one.
Okay.
Right. And then I recently bought her a half-gallon one.
Okay.
Right. So she's tugging it on this. She like loves water. I don't know. She's got in her head. She just needs water.
She
Right.
diabetic, bro?
No. She just
He
needs
was like,
water.
I don't know why this fucking crazy broad fucking loves water. I don't know
Exactly.
what she thinks she fucking needs this shit to
That's-
survive.
That's
Maybe
exactly
it's
what
she's
you're saying.
pregnant,
The
fool.
sarcastic
Does
thing
that
you
have
just
anything to
said.
do with she's pregnant?
Nah. It was before she was pregnant. The
He's
sarcastic.
like, no, she liked
For
doing this type
sarcasm.
of shit before.
What you said right now was
Yeah.
going through my head. I was like, damn, why the fuck is she drinking so much water? Well, anyways, all right. She went to the hospital. All right. She went to the doctors.
Mm-hmm.
All right. The doctor's telling her, hey, you're drinking too much water.
Mm-hmm.
Your body can't absorb the salt that's going through you because you don't eat salt. Because she doesn't like salt. She avoids salt. And she's drinking so much water. So she's saying,
shit.
so he's saying because of your diet, you can't absorb the water that you're drinking. So I'm gonna prescribe you what you hate the most.
Salt pills.
I'm gonna prescribe you salt pills.
Really?
Yeah.
God damn. Okay, you don't want to put on your food? Fuck it. Here, take it in pill
exactly,
form.
bro. I thought that was fucking hilarious. Bro.
That is fucking
Salt's
hilarious.
important, man.
Yeah.
Hello, boring.
Yeah,
So
salt's
she's-
important.
Shout out to
Yeah,
good
bro.
salt too, not just like table salt, which is just sodium and chloride put the
What's the
fuck
difference
together.
between like table salt and like Himalayan salt and like fucking iodine salt?
I think there's a more what's it called? It's like a cut down version, like table salt. Is
Like,
like
literally, table salt is just sodium and chloride put
Yeah.
together, but there's like 70 other minerals that is in salt that your body does need. That it does, especially like your endocrine system or some shit like that.
Endocrine system. That's where
Your adrenals and whatnot. Like
it
zinc,
delivers-
iron, potassium,
delivers
that type of shit.
Macro or micronutrients. Macronutrients.
I couldn't tell you.
That's
I couldn't
where
tell you accurately.
you're right. I can.
I fuck with sea salt a lot. Sea salt's delicious.
Oh,
I like Himalayan.
Yeah, I'm always like, does this really come from the Himalayas when I see it? Because there's a lot of
Well, the
bunk
pink
ass
salt,
people
the
who
pink-
make pink.
Yeah,
They just add food coloring pink to
I
regular
hope it
salt.
comes from the fucking ones we get is expensive. So hopefully,
Yeah, hopefully. Yeah,
it tastes great though.
I'm just gonna get like
and you
some
don't need-
Redmond salt.
And do you guys see that the pink slab, the pink Himalayan salt slab, where you have
The cutting board?
Yeah, you put it's a cooking slab. So you put that in a barbecue,
Oh, I seen that.
and then you cook a steak on top of it.
Yep.
No, I didn't
A
see
slab
that.
of salt.
It's a whole rock. It's basically it's a rock, right?
Yeah.
It's a whole slab of salt.
Okay.
And they put it on the barbecue.
Is it lava? Is it lava? No, it's not.
What?
Is it lava salt?
No, it's Himalayan salt. It's like a pink
It's
slab.
a salt crystal. Yeah, it's a
Right?
yeah, it's a flat salt crystal.
And there's some people who cooked on top of it and thinking it's gonna season the salt as it's cooking it. And I was like, oh my god, that's so fucking delicious. Like,
Does it?
You know, he tasted it. It was like there was nothing.
You still have to salt it?
It just got hot.
Yeah,
it
it
just
just
transferred
got
the
hot.
heat.
He's like, this shit is just hot and annoying at this point.
Yeah, bro. It was as big as
the
the disappointment at all. I was like, I was already. And that's
Oh, you actually
expensive.
tried it.
I was I was gonna drop like 3 bills. I think it's a bill and a half for a
like
slab.
like a slab like that.
Yeah.
Probably, yeah.
For a rock slab. But yeah, I mean, I really like the guys, the things you talked about. Oh, you guys, you also talked about. I know we don't have that much time, but you guys always talked about Andrew Yang and the economy issue and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Universal basic income?
Yeah.
I guess the best way to put what I was trying to get across is just do your research. Maybe look into like the Venus Project or
That's from Jacques Cresco. Oh, no.
Jack Fresco.
Crisco?
Fresco.
Fresco.
Yeah. Rest
Okay,
in
there you
peace.
go.
Yeah, he passed away
Oh shit! When did he pass? Recently, right?
like maybe a year or two ago. He was really old.
The
He was
Venus
Yeah.
Project.
almost like 100 years.
The Venus
later.
Project was very overzealous. I think so.
Perhaps, but the ideas that it puts forth are still
Tremendous.
still extremely relevant. Probably even more so now than ever before.
But I wanted to disagree with you so hard.
Yeah, because the way I was coming about it, it was not very straightforward, and I was trying to explain to Louis, which is a challenge all on its own. I mean, this motherfucker.
Hey, but Louis had a point. Louis had a point. You were going to like towards a very grassroots communal like beginning, weren't you?
No, he was asking me how do you get. He was his whole thing was, how do you get to that point without violence? And I was like, well, it's not a violent ideal, so there shouldn't be violence, but there's no guarantee that there won't be. But I don't think there will be. And if there is, it's not because people want this to happen, it's because people don't want it to happen. There will for instance, like people in power corporations, people that are very wealthy right now, they would not want that shit.
Violence?
No, they would not want basically a revolution, because that's what it would be.
Maybe they do want to plan a revolution.
I don't think they do. Not all of them. There will be a fight. There will be people that will resist, but I don't know if it would be violent.
That's a talk of in itself. The concept of revolution, because future revolutions is.
It's a revolution, but it could be a non-violent one.
But what you're talking about is a typical revolution. There have been
Violent ones where there's just so much chaos
that sounds like a typical revolution. There's I've seen or I've heard people talk about other ideas about another type of revolution where it's not really violent. It's actually pretty slow.
It would have to be
not ideal, but it's I don't know, man. It's not like it's a lot to get into.
It's such a loaded topic that it's impossible to condense down to like a.
Okay, let me bring up this thing. Okay, you talking about Andrew Yang about universal income. I'll be quick with this. Okay.
Okay.
Andrew Yang about universal income, right? I don't think he's going to win the presidency. I don't think he's going to win the election. Either way, that's my opinion.
Okay.
But an example I want to bring it up is that like there's a lot of political political pulls and throws, a lot of political like games politicians use within the talks.
Mm-hmm.
That's the whole thing is about. It's about show them what you got.
Okay.
Andrew Yang is showing them what they got. It's showing political universal income. Universal basic income is a major point that he wants to push. Okay, he's basically nobody. I've never heard of Andrew Yang, even though I'm not political at all. I've never heard of Andrew Yang until now, right? And he's pushing this very popular idea of universal basic income. I think he's using it as a political tool.
Oh yeah,
Okay.
absolutely.
Right.
Yeah, they all are.
Right, and because no one has mentioned it. Because no one has mentioned universal income till now.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Well, yeah, they did. Bernie Sanders, I think, was the first one to bring it up, and then now they're kind of adopting it as like, yeah, we were always for this. That's what I'm saying. But I guess what you're trying to say is that it's like it's going to be a bait and switch, like it is in politics, like it always has been. That's what I'm afraid of, because they're gonna the governments have always preyed on the needs of the people to get more power.
Yeah.
And the needs of the people will be that we're broke, because everyone's broke. I mean, I don't care if you got $1 million in the bank, you're still broke.
Yeah.
$1 million ain't nothing. That shit ain't shit.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it'd be nice to have $1 million, but in the grand scheme of things, $1 million can come and fucking go.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like in the blink of an eye. So money doesn't hold the same value, and it's going to get worse and worse and worse. So I think that he can possibly win.
No.
If his message reaches the right amount of poor people that people like Trump reached, you know, he appealed to their needs.
No, I totally believe he knows he can't win, and he is using that political power to push on universal basic income as a political point for other politicians to bring up a point. Because as soon as he brings it up, now other politicians have to talk about it, and even if they don't like agree with the program, they will have to have a solution to it. They have to have like another comparison.
He has said that even if he doesn't win, he wants to at least make sure that he brings these
issues
to the forefront.
Yeah.
Yeah. He has said that. I don't care. I actually don't want him to win.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, no, because he's going to advance what I don't want to happen, which is full automation with government regulation. That'd be a terrible.
And I think that's hilarious, because you guys don't think. I think guys still believe a terabyte will be available in our time. Like a terabyte RAM would be available in time. I don't see the comparison.
No, yeah, you didn't believe that a terabyte of RAM would happen in your fucking lifetime.
I don't,
doggy.
Yeah, the only reason why we don't have it is because there's no need for it yet. But we have the technology.
It's gonna happen.
Need it.
It's so conceivable. It's right around the corner.
Didn't I make my point the other day about how like we're gonna have video games now with VR, like where
if we can go
amount of processing you're gonna need for four-dimensional games.
Well, like a 128 megabyte like hard drive took up like a whole fucking classroom. Wait, how many? 40 years ago?
It doesn't take that much.
No, it used to.
Oh yeah. Okay, you're right. It
took like 1 to 2 classrooms lengthwise.
Yeah. Okay.
And we've compressed that times like how many times inside of a phone?
Exponentially. Very, very, very tiny amount.
And like the fact that you couldn't wrap your head around that we wouldn't have that much RAM.
Okay, look, watch. Okay,
such a low number.
Okay, look, watch.
Like if you would have said like a deca, what was it? What is it? A trillion terabytes?
1,000 terabytes.
1,000 terabytes?
A terabyte. 1,000 megabytes. Right? That's 1 terabyte, right?
Yeah.
1,000 megabytes. Mm-hmm. Okay, look, watch. Here's a graph. Here's a graph. Okay, artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence is booming right now. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Here's a clear comparison. Mm-hmm. Artificial. Damn, man, what the fuck's wrong with your fucking thing, bro? It's just like he just like has a mind of his own.
Keep going, bitch.
Jesus Christ! Turn your mic off, for God's sakes.
Who?
Artificial intelligence.
What about
it? It's growing exponentially. Okay. So it's growing exponentially towards a point where we have to dumb it down so we can understand it.
Okay. I'm all for automation. I think to hold it back is holding back progress. I think so. I'm all for that because, I mean, if it's a useless job, by all means get rid of it. I'm not saying it's going to be fun or easy, but it definitely it's a waste of. It's like people who like at work. There's some routes at work while delivering mail that are there. You could finish them hours earlier than what the time that people normally take. But they want to do that so they don't get work added and so that they don't lose their job either. Because now they're afraid of job security. It's like when you create a government entity that no longer requires its service, but the people will find a way to keep it going. They never really solve the problem, so they don't lose their job. You know, like there is a plethora of people that do that every day. Or like
I agree.
automation is going to take jobs away where people fuck off for the majority of the time and do 10 minutes of work. Like those jobs are all gone. Or even just basic jobs that don't require much thinking.
And someone mentioned about the collapse of the economy because of automation.
Oh, it's very likely, yeah.
That's a far-fetched idea.
Okay.
I think it's a far-fetched.
I appreciate your negative optimism, but for sure.
Negative.
I
But,
mean,
you know,
I mean, I understand. I like the criticism. I like the critical thinking about how.
Look, what I'm proposing is so controversial that your response and Louis' response is normal.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, but
You're taking it almost personally.
Well, no. Well, because it's like.
No. It's
It's
not.
not.
That's Cuban now. That's stupid. The economy could never collapse. Come on, bro. Of course it can. It could totally collapse. The only reason why we don't have automation now is because it will collapse.
It's a lot of people are docile. A lot of people. I mean, like this is like generation. There's a lot of generations that are docile.
Is it a lot of generations or just our generation?
A lot of generations. A lot of generations.
Because their docile has nothing to do with the economy collapsing or not. That's irrelevant.
It's
They
just
don't
the
care.
fact-
They don't care if it collapses or not. I mean,
Okay.
there's a group of people. I don't know. That's a whole other thing. I'm not prepared for that. I'm not prepared to talk about that. But like my opinion is like, I don't think automation would. You mentioned you did mention that gradual automation was going to happen before.
But it's happening right now.
It's happening now.
It's gradually happening.
No, but it's
The only
speeding up.
reason it doesn't speed up any more than it is because it will collapse the economy. The economy cannot sustain millions and millions of people just suddenly, like within the time span of 1 to 5 years, losing all their jobs. All these people that took college courses to have a career. The housing market would take a massive impact.
Yeah.
All the homes that would get foreclosed on, all the loans that would go unpaid.
It would create a domino effect,
Like I
right?
said, it will absolutely 1,000,000% collapse the economy. Let me go back to what I was saying earlier. When you're at home, you got some time, look into the Venus Project. And I mean, like, really look into it. Like, listen to the people that they have, and they explain why they advocate, they actually support and they advocate for a resource-based economy, because it's one of the transitionary things we can do now to get ahead of the curve, because they explain how this will come, and they explain why, and they explain why it's dangerous to not do anything about it. Because the truth is that if you don't do anything about it, if people depend on governments now, they're going to depend on them even more. And governments have historically
Look what here. Okay, in the Venus Project,
suppressed people.
In the Venus Project, they talked about architectural like. They talk about architecture, about how giving everybody an acre of land and a specific.
Not necessarily. No.
Isn't it like a piece of land? No. Or a home. They give everybody a home. I know that for a fact.
Everybody
home. Almost like a dome, like home.
I guess. Yeah.
Right. And it's like
it depends on the region.
Depends on the
Everything
region?
would be intelligent designed.
Intelligent design based on the region.
With that one memory metal shit, right?
No. I don't know. It just depends on the resources.
That was introduced.
Like,
That Jocko, that's one of the last things
like
he
Jack,
introduced, right?
Jack, he built a city in Florida called in Venus, Florida.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's named the Venus Project. And like, so he used the resource, like he built like, the architecture was intelligent because it was like non-biodegradable. I mean, it was biodegradable, and it would last like way longer than like conventional architecture. It cost like 10 times less to make. It was wind resistant. It received a solar light from all angles at all times of the year. So at all equinoxes, so that the solar panels can. The point is, it's an intelligent design. So the whole philosophy behind that is using human ingenuity to benefit all mankind, not a few corporations.
Yeah. I still think I still think that's far fetched.
I know.
Like,
To implement it, I think, would be a little far fetched. It'd be a stretch. Not saying it's not possible though.
We already all benefit from human ingenuity. I mean, we have electricity. We can do this podcast. You know, we can sit here and talk about bullshit. But not all of us can, and that's that's I think what's hard for you to grasp. You're grasping it like this in your life, in your bubble. If you forget that there's kids that are dying in other nations, because those countries got plummeted by the petrol dollar. So in order for us here, because we're fortunate enough to be born here, to have this.
Shout out to America, by the way.
This lifestyle. The amount of people that have to have a shitty fucking life, or not even no chance at life. It's not a healthy system. That's what I'm trying to say. So just because we're doing fine, quote unquote, doesn't mean that us as a species are doing good. If we're not doing good as a species, we're doomed.
Yeah.
No, yeah, absolutely, we are, dude. Like I said, if the economy collapses, if some crazy shit happens, we're gonna go into chaos. It's gonna be exactly how Louis imagines it to be, because that's the only possible outcome given the system we have in place now.
That's the most likely outcome if we don't do anything.
Yeah.
But getting that whole change to push through, that is
it's
a problem.
so complicated. It's
There's a lot of moving pieces.
A lot,
too,
yeah,
and a lot of education.
And Louis was trying to he was trying to get me to give him like a solid explanation. It's impossible.
No.
But that's the thing is, like, you have to be able to educate someone on a most basic
is key.
level.
Talking about it is key, and like actually listening. You know, like I don't like watching the news because they don't provide real solutions. There'll be a problem on the news, like Trump said something about Mexicans, and you'll have a panel of experts, and they'll spend fucking hours a day talking about what he said or what he didn't say, and they do it for everything, but they never really provide any real solutions.
Yeah, I agree.
They'll be like, well, maybe we should push legislation, or maybe Roe versus Wade, or blah 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 blah, and it's like, okay, well, what about all the people that don't have access to health care? What about people that are dying on the streets? What about people that really have mental health conditions and they're in prison?
That's also,
what about all the people all across the globe that are suffering? The system is not inclusive enough. I think there are going to be, first of all, overpopulation. Human needs are going to be so great that the moment somebody does come along with an idea like this and it does catch wind, it can happen. Most people's wants and desires will outweigh the greed of the few. If there's a system in place, or a city, or like Louis said, a fucking camp or whatever. But the point is, if that was able to happen, and people were encouraged to come there and participate, and help it grow,
that's already
it would be an avalanche.
But that's I don't want to push you, but like there's like there already hippie communes already, like
it's not a hippie commune. It would be a techno. It would almost be like a technocratic like revolution, intelligent. It'd have to be. We'd have to use our resources.
But it'd be like if technology and a hippie commune fucked.
Basically,
that'd be the result. But the thing is, to be able to break down to that one simplistically, as opposed to saying, no, this will work, this is how it'll work, we have to do resource based. But if you can't break it down to a simpleton, then it's not going to take flight at all, because the
how do you can you break down normal politics now to a simpleton?
No,
I still don't understand it.
No,
that's what I'm trying to say. Don't take this the wrong way, guys.
But it is broken down into basics of like Republicans and Democrats, so people take that at face value. Let me finish though, Jerry. So when you're trying to say break it down in a resource economy, I totally get that. I understand that. But if you can't break that to simple points that the general person can understand, then how are they going to really grasp that idea? Or how's it going to catch flight?
You're talking about how can you break down communication?
How can you just break down that idea to the most simplest form so that the everyday person can be like, oh, I get it. I understand that. I don't understand the nitty gritty.
No, you're
community.
Guys.
No, the whole
idea.
Let
me stop you there. I'm just going to go ahead and end this subject with saying that I will agree to disagree with you guys.
Okay.
On the simple basis fact that this idea is so outlandish to you guys that you guys can't grasp it.
No, it's not.
And you guys are pulling at straws.
You guys are pulling.
Let me finish. You guys are pulling at straws to prove why you're right and I'm wrong. When you're, for instance, your argument is completely invalid, bro. How do you explain it? How do you explain it to the simpleton? How do you explain fucking civics? How do you explain fucking economics? How do you explain supply and demand? How do you explain artificial inflation of values? That's the system we live in now. You can't explain this shit. It's a shit show just to continue it from fucking
No, but your idea has to be, if you're going to introduce an idea that's so revolutionary, it has to be bulletproof and be able to where you can explain
democracy
it.
Democracy
pretty critical.
No,
It's not bulletproof, but pretty critical.
Yeah, the thing is, but you have to.
I think that you guys
because you're making a.
You guys
I know. I
don't
totally get your extraordinary claim.
you guys are so overwhelmed by the idea that it's impossible.
But
that
you're making assumptions there in the argument, though, Jerry. Going, we're so over consumed by like we can't grasp at straws.
I don't
but
think
that's
so.
also saying that you can grasp it and that we
I
don't,
think so.
though. But you're putting yourself at a pedestal, which doesn't help to convert anyone. It just kind of like, okay, well, you're just kind of being a cunt.
Yeah, well, that's the way you take it. That's how you take
true,
information. Yeah, because you don't think about these sorts of things.
Well,
I think about this every single day.
Well, I mean, it's not because you just think that.
No, it's thinking outside the box.
I know,
when you're
but
in
not
the
because
box,
just
when you're in the box, you don't realize that there's a world outside of that box.
Right, but
there is a possibility.
Okay, well, not to
The self-defense mechanism, the self-defense mechanisms that I'm getting from you and from you are identical to the ones that Louis sent me, but from like a.
But that's the same one you're putting up as well.
No, it's not because I'm trying to. I'm trying to tell you guys that it is possible.
Well, I'm telling you, I guess from my opinion, that I'm not trying to go at you like Louis, all right, or trying to have like a typical defense mechanism. I'm just trying to be critical.
But it is.
It might seem like it is. But I'm right here. I'm telling you right now. I'm just trying to be critical, just because I'm trying to pick your brain. I'm trying to pick your brain about.
Yeah, but you got to look at your responses too, though, Jerry. You're coming like, no, I'm right. I'm
not a fucking the Gandhi of this bullshit. Like I'm pointing out the fact that this is a possibility.
Yeah,
that's all.
Okay. No, and I'm saying,
but
I've never said it wasn't a possibility. I said though, but
you guys are saying that it's not likely.
No, it's a far shot, but I said there's definitely a possibility.
What's the alternative?
I don't know.
There's many alternatives. Communism, socialism. There's a bunch of other like philosophical like. No, there's a bunch of other philosophical like.
This is what happens when three idiots get together and try to talk about subjects that are so much above our understanding.
Okay, yeah, but like at least we can conceptualize something. At least we can like bring down to what we know. And that's something like people can relate, something people can like, because I'm pretty sure other people have thought about what you had thought about, Jerry. And I'm pretty sure people want to have a voice like you, and some people like want to have those ideas fleshed out. As much as you can flesh that out, people will like to hear it, and that's what we're trying to do. And that's what I'm trying to get from you guys.
I was not prepared to fucking speak my mind.
And of course not.
Hey, I'm advocating here for a resource-based economy. Let me back this up with like 3 years worth of research. That's not.
But it doesn't even take that. But it does take like, hey, this is pretty much the general outlines of it. This is
which is why I narrowed it down to do your research. I would suggest you look into.
Yeah, but that's not helpful. That's helpful to end and go, hey, by the way, don't take my word for it. But it's helpful to come and be like, this is what I think it could work. These are the general guidelines or this is the general idea of how it works. In a sense, in some bullet form fashion, and then go, but do your own research. You just went, do your own research, and didn't give us the middle part. And that's where I was like, wait, I'm confused. Like, a resource could work, but you didn't give me enough to understand what it actually was.
Yeah, well, like I said, I can't give you the specifics.
Not right now.
No, but that was my only gripe, though, was that I didn't get the specifics, and you were like, no, this can work, and no, you're wrong. And I was like, well, I didn't get specifics, so I don't know.
I started off with saying, I'm not going to give you the specifics. Do your research. It's a beefy subject.
It is 100% a beefy subject, but I didn't get no breakdown of it, and that's why I was like, that's why I was like, confused.
What do you want me to tell you? What do you want me to give you a obvious breakdown of like how
like if I'm going to come at you,
want me to tell you how we can build vertical farms that can supply fucking more than enough.
That's a great subject.
That would be great.
How do you not know this?
I'm pretty sure people who have seen this don't even heard of it.
You guys have never heard about this?
I've
heard of vertical farming.
It goes beyond your fucking realm of fucking understanding though, as far as like conceptualizing it in a future beyond politics and beyond money.
But I'm confused how you made that jump, though.
The technology exists now to create abundance for everyone in the world.
Yes.
Why don't we?
Oh, I agreed.
Exactly. Why don't we?
Because there isn't enough fucking money to go around for everybody to buy it.
So you're saying it's there's a blockage?
The technology exists now to completely automate like millions of fucking jobs. I mean, a ton of them. Driving jobs, gone. Fucking most automation jobs, gone. Most welding jobs, gone.
So what do you think?
But why don't we do it? Because it would collapse the economy.
Okay. That's a big step. That's a huge step.
No,
that's a big step. Okay. It's the truth. It might be the truth. Might be the truth.
To
be honest, okay, I agree with you to some point, But how about we save that for the next podcast?
That's true. Yeah, this
Yeah.
is going forever.
Right?
It's like I said, it's
I
a
like
goofy subject,
Yeah,
but
I like
the
these
technologies
debates.
exist. I think if I do my research and I come back with you guys with like, all right, I'm going to show you guys like, I'm going to give you guys like a solid breakdown of like things that we can do now.
Yeah, that's what I would have.
But I'm not prepared for this. Like, is this something that?
No, of course, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
it's like, but it's fun to talk about. I think it's fun to talk
Absolutely.
about.
No doubt. Yeah, I would definitely like to understand it.
Right. I like to have. You know what? To be honest, guys, I like to. I like to have a lot more community like projects. I like something from Ontario, something from Pomona, from Corona, something like we actually get like our hands on to actually get, like make a palpable difference.
Yeah, I've thought about starting nonprofits, but that's for sure a subject for another.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
And
I'm very interested in that.
right, that I think I've always had this idea about going to the city hall and going to an artist for city artist project.
You know, what pisses me off.
But yeah.
Most
Don't say colored people.
Most
We're on camera.
most like fundraising organizations in every city are fucking religious institutions.
I think that I think that's kind of a point.
What the fuck?
That's
I
a
mean,
point to
nothing
make.
against them. I mean, fucking,
Wait, what?
good for them. But yeah, you ever notice how like most like fundraisers and like all kinds of like non-profit like type events are mostly all like religious based. It's usually churches.
It's hard to bring a bunch of atheists together. They're against everything.
Yeah, it's true.
Right.
Yeah, and God bless them Christians, man. They're committed for sure.
They are committed. Hey,
Yeah, man.
2,000 years strong, baby.
there are definitely some solid Christians out there who literally like.
Are rock solid. They
Yeah,
will
they're
their
rock
foundations
solid
will not
Christians.
shook.
Yeah, they're like, no, like that's all right if you don't believe in Jesus. I'm not gonna try to convert you, but Jesus,
It's
He's
real.
taught me to be kind to you, so that's what I'm gonna do.
I'll pray for you.
Yeah, I'm like, cool. Like, I totally respect them because they're like, I'm not gonna bother you. I'm not gonna try to convert you, but this is me, and I'm still gonna treat you kindly. I'm like, all right, you're all right in my
that's
book.
true.
You're all right in my book for sure.
But you're gonna go to hell.
Basically, that's
So
what
fuck 'em.
the
All right, guys, it's been a good podcast, man. We're fucking out of here. So-
All right, I'm out.
Good night.
Bye.
Oh, by the way, Louis is an atheist, communist.
Dude,
yeah.
I mean, Louis. I mean,
this
poor
guy.
guy. Oh, wait. I
Too
didn't know
short
that
to know, so good.
leprechauns were had religion. What do the Irish practice?
he
They
said-
have no soul.
he said he's not gonna dress up for tomorrow. I'm like, that's cool because he's an asshole and short already, so he's perfect exterior.
We'll just call it a night then, I guess. Goddamn. That was